This is a quick video to show you what you do at each session. So you'll do this 3 times a week because there are 3 sessions a week. You start in Moodle. So here I am in Moodle in our course. You figure out which session you're working on. I'm going to do session 4. Now you haven't gotten there yet, but I'm going to do session 4 just to illustrate a typical one. You can get to the session either via the calendar, so you could look at the calendar and see which date you're going and get there via that link, or you can just go straight via the little icons here, or you can come from over there. Same 3 ways to do the same thing. So I'm going to go here into session 4. Now each session starts with a little summary of what you'll learn, and then 4 parts. So you do the session in 4 parts. The first part is going to be some videos and quizzes, 1 or more videos and quizzes that you do. They're intended to be easy. There's not supposed to be any hard problems. As you're doing the video, let's see, it looks like this one hasn't been set up yet. The video would be right there and you would click on that video. Or this one seems to be some reading. So sometimes it's reading. So you would go to the reading or the video and then you do the questions as they go. If you get some of the questions wrong, no problem. No problem. The goal here is just for you for the questions to help you absorb the content of the videos. You get full credit for any serious attempt, even if you miss some problems. So no problem if you get some of the questions wrong. Just be sure you learn. So that was step 1, that you work through all of the preparation activity. These videos are reading that typically have a Moodle quiz associated with each. Step 2 is you do the daily paper and pencil quiz. Its goal is just to sort of warm you up for the coding exercises you're about to do. You click on the little quiz. It's a PDF. The simplest thing to do is print it and then handwrite your answers on it. If you prefer, you can use a PDF editor if you want to get a tool. There are free tools out there. Or you could even put your answers in Word. So you could have a Word document, you'd write 1. This one says, what are some of the things to do? Well, you would just choose which of these to do and put them in your answer. But in all those cases, you're going to end up with a PDF. So if you put your answers in a Word document, you're going to then use Word to create a PDF. If you print them, you're going to then use some tool to change the paper that you wrote your answers on back to a PDF. So you're going to end up with a PDF here after you've done that. You're going to check your own solution. So here's a solution. Sometimes there are videos working through the problems. Sometimes there's a written answer key. Do whatever is useful for your learning, but do make sure that you understand the answers. You might want to go back and change your answers on your quiz, but you don't have to. You'll get full credit for any serious attempt. Full credit for any serious attempt. Once you do the quiz and check your own solutions, you turn it in by going off to Gradescope here. Gradescope, well, first of all, these are sort of upside down. If you like, you can click on that and you'll see quiz 1 there first. So you just pick the quiz that you're working on, and then you're going to upload the submission as a PDF, So that's step 2. Step 1, remember, was to do this preparation activity where you watch some videos or do some reading and have some Moodle quizzes to help solidify it. Again, you're not worried about getting a perfect score there. You're just trying to learn some simple stuff. Step 2 was to do this warm-up quiz, this daily quiz. Again, no problem if you get some answers wrong, but you want to learn from those answers. Step 3 is to do what we call follow me videos. To do that, you have to get the code, the starting code. So you're going to go off to individual assignment, or if you're working with a partner, team assignment. You'll go off to individual assignment, and that will bring you over to GitHub Classroom. Now, I appear to already be signed into GitHub Classroom. If I wasn't already signed in, it would have asked me for my GitHub password. And then what I do is whatever I'm working on, I just click accept this assignment. And that makes what's called a repository, a place where my code can get stored up there in what they call the cloud, some computer that the company GitHub has somewhere. And what I need now is to refresh the page. It says minutes, but seconds is plenty. So just it'll show up within a few seconds. And what you need is this URL. There are many ways to get it. One way is to just right-click and copy, but whatever you want, copy that URL. Now you're going to PyCharm. So I'm opening up my PyCharm. And in my case, I've done a couple of exercises here. I might want to, first of all, I might be in this state where I don't have any files here. If that's the case, find project in the vertical here, and that brings up your files. Go away, come back. Go away, come back. So that's how you can see your projects. I like to close off my previous one and to close all tabs there, so when I do my new one, I'm nice and clean. That's my preference. But in any case, you go up to Git and you select Clone. Git and then Clone. The first project that you got was a little different, but from the second and following, Git menu, Clone. You then paste here whatever it is that you had gotten from GitHub Classroom. Leave this directory alone because you want all your projects to be in the same place. Now you can't see it, but down below this menu, down here, down below, there's a button that says cancel and a button that says clone. So I'm going to click the clone button. Again, it's not here, it's a little further down. But I just click the clone button and it's cloning. Now here's an important one. Check the box, and then choose attach. And the reason you want attach is it attaches it right there in the same place as the other ones. So that way, as you work, you're going to have all your work there, and you can go back and look at previous stuff to your heart's content. In particular, when you do exam 1, you're allowed to, on the computer part, look at these things, and you probably will want to. So you'd like them all right there together. Having done that, you've now got the project. Now back to Moodle. Remember that we've done, let's see, where are we here? We're back here in Moodle. Remember that we did the preparation, then we did the quiz, and now we're ready to do the follow me's, but first we had to get the starting code. So we're not going to just dig right into PyCharm. We're going to go to the follow me's, and they'll get us started in PyCharm. So this one here has a video. You just play the video. You might want to play it like there. You might want to play it fast, whatever you like. You can right-click and open it in a new tab, whatever you like. But anyhow, you're going to play that video and do whatever it says to do. So this one here, when it starts, is telling you something about one of the sessions. And occasionally it'll ask you to pause and type something with them, or to pause and think. Just do whatever the video says to do. So you'll do those follow me videos, and that'll get you started in the PyCharm stuff. So you're going to do this inside PyCharm. So you're going to want to have the video and PyCharm visible both at the same time. I can't easily show this in my small window here. I'm only using a fraction of my screen, but you want to have that video and PyCharm both available. And that video will have you do some of these. It's not necessarily going to do the M1E. It does whatever the video says. But you do those follow me videos, following what they say. And after you're done with those, you go to the fourth and final step. Remember, the first step was to do the preparation in Moodle. The second was to do the quiz in Moodle. The third was to do the follow me videos, which you found in Moodle, but prior to doing the Follow Me videos, you had to get this starting code in PyCharm. And while you're watching those Follow Me videos, you're typing here in PyCharm. That was the first 3 steps. The fourth and final step is that you work through each of these exercises, doing anything that you haven't yet done in the Follow Me videos. As the Follow Me videos will explain, these are examples. You just run those and look at the code to the extent that that's helpful. Other ones have to-dos. You just do whatever the to-do says. And again, the first set of Follow Me's will practice you up on that. As you're going, you will do git and commit and put your work back to the cloud. You can do that as many times as you want. You'll notice that when things change, it turns blue. So no harm. You can just do it many, many times. You can commit once and then commit the same file. We'll only be looking at the last thing you do, so no problem there. And anyhow, as you're going, you work all the way through. You do the M files, not Rose Graphics, just the module files, the M files. When you're done with all those and you've committed and pushed them, you turn it in a second time. So one way you turn it in is the git and commit. But at the very end, after you've done all the code, you're going to come here and submit the code. And so you go here, you do this little quiz, it's called, and you're going to drag and drop your PyCharm files there. Let's see if I can make those available. Yes. So here's my PyCharm visible in the same place as this window. All I do is I select these. Now, I would have wanted to do a git and commit first. So let's do that real quick. Have to have some message there. Commit and push. And you can't see it, but I have a, well, there it is, a window here where I can say push. Some of you are set up so that you don't have to do that second step, but commit and push is what you wanted. Here we are back to the project, this little button here. And then again, the last step was to make it so you can see PyCharm and this quiz where you're turning in your work. You grab all of the files, not the folder, that doesn't work. All of the files, include Rose Graphics, please, just truly, all of them within SRC. One way to do that is to click the first, hold the Shift key down, click the last. There are other ways, but you get all the files, and you just drag them over there, drop them in. You can do them one at a time if you'd rather. If you later come back and change your answers, no problem, just repeat the quiz, dropping the new ones in. It'll ask you a few questions there to help us judge how comfortable you are with things. So you just do those and then hit submit down here at the bottom in the or finish attempt in the usual way. So to summarize, each session you had several things to do. So you go to whatever session you're working on. So here I did session 4. You start with seeing what you're going to be learning about, and then you do this preparation, which are reading or videos and associated quizzes in Moodle. Your score that you get in Moodle does not matter. All that matters is you're making a serious attempt and trying to learn the simple stuff. This teaches you the getting started stuff. Then you do step 2, do the daily quiz, perhaps printing it off and writing your answers on paper. You check your answers and you turn it in as a PDF. Again, doesn't matter whether you get them all right, but you certainly ought to be getting most of them right. And but what does matter is that you're clear on all these questions, because they're just getting you ready for the hard part, which is the coding coming up. Step 3 was you went off to either individual or team assignment to get your assignment. That brought you over there to GitHub Classroom. There was you got You pressed a button, you got this thing here that's what's called your repository. You copied that little URL. You went into PyCharm and you did git clone, and then you just pasted it there. And then way down below here, you can't see it for me, but way down below, is a clone button that you press. When you do that, that will make it so that the files will show up here. You'll choose the attach option. If you check the box, it won't ask you after the first time. So now you've got your files. Back to Moodle. So again, we've done step 1 was the preparation videos and quizzes. Step 2 was that paper and pencil quiz. Step 3, which we're in the midst of, was to get the starting code and then do the follow me videos. So you do those, you make it so you can see these videos at the same time that you're able to type in the code, and then you just do whatever the video says to do as it says it. They're just to introduce you to some things. They just get you started. Nothing intended to be hard there. And then finally you get to the hard part, the part in where you're doing the coding exercises on your own. So you're back into PyCharm and you're doing whichever the exercises have that you did not do via the follow me videos. So that you just look for to-dos, do the remaining to-dos. When you're done with everything, you copy those and drag them into that place in Moodle. And you also do git and commit, and you can git and commit as frequently as you like. The more the better. If nothing else, it's a backup in case your computer crashes. That's the process you use every session. Last word, always ask questions if anything is difficult. Until about the middle of the course, there are no difficult problems, or at least none that we intend to be difficult. So if you're having any problems, if anything's taking you more than a few minutes to do one of these to-dos, you're simply missing something, and you should ask a question. Ask a question. So and in that case, if someone's around, ask them. If not, move ahead to the next to-do and make a note to yourself to ask that question the next chance you get to either your instructor or the student assistant or possibly someone else in the class, or even someone else, but they're not as good at helping you learn. They tend to just answer your question. Your instructor and the student assistants are trained to help you learn when answering your questions. Again, don't hesitate to ask questions.